warm welcome to Newsfeed on this 5th day of March 2023. You're just in time for the lunchtime news, and you can always interact with us on our social media handles indicated at the bottom of your screen. Now, with that said, my name is Dennis Otieno. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now on to our top story this afternoon. To keep the Mombasa environmental ambitions on track, a special program, namely Mombasa Plastic Prize, is under rollout, encouraging the youth to come up with innovative ideas and turn them into a business line on how to tackle plastic waste within the marine and terrestrial ecosystems. The project, which was launched in September last year, has brought on board youths aged between 18 and 25, funded by the USAID as a pilot initiative where the best 3 ideas will be awarded later and empowered for implementation across other parts of the country. The 60 finalists from Mombasa have therefore engaged into a series of capacity building mentorship as they look forward to changing the reality, which estimates that there is an equivalent of 1 garbage truck full of plastic dumped into the ocean every minute.
60 innovators are here today with amazing ideas that are going to help Mombasa tackle the challenge of plastic waste entering the ocean. Mombasa is a pilot project. We wanted to make sure that there is proof of concept for this prize and ensure that we can see how these young people will take the challenge.
And our idea is under the umbrella of innovation, and the idea is based on the pyrolysis process, where we are going to manufacture syngas from plastics, all types of plastics, thermoplastics, thermosetting, all types of plastics.
Our main idea was trying to tackle plastic pollution.
For long rains expected in the coming weeks, experts in the agricultural sector have urged the farmers to plant seeds that can be able to mature faster before the rainfall subsides. The experts noted that if farmers are well advised on the best practices, which includes type of seeds for their area, water management, fertilizer and other technologies in growing, maximum harvest will be achieved. Recently, the weatherman warned that rainfalls of below average rainfall is expected over the highland of Central, West and South of the Rift Valley, all of which are key farming regions. The region covers Trans Nzoia and Uasin Gishu counties, which are considered Kenya's bread baskets and contribute a large share of the country's maize production.
Sasa sijui hapo serikali itatusaidia aje juu iko hapa. Mumeona Kenya kabisa hatuwezi kutegemea mvua. Tukitegemea mvua hata mtuuzie mbegu zenu, mtuuzie fertilizer, mfanye all the system, itakuwa zero kwa sababu utapanda mbegu na haitamea juu mvua ndio hasa chakula hutegemea mvua kwa 90% ya chakula ni maji. Hiyo sasa ningeomba tu muangalie kuhusu hiyo maji sana, vile mtatusaidia na maborehole. Na ni aibu sana, ninasemaga mara mingi, nchi kama hii ya Kenya iko na rutuba kubwa. Tuko na udongo kama nasemanga kama Israel, nasikiaga wanapanda. Sijawahi kanyanga huko, labda kuwe na mmoja anataka kunipeleka nione kilimo ya Israel, but mimi nasikiaga hawana mchanga, wanabebaga mchanga na wanaweka kwa bucket, alafu wanalima na wanatoshelesha nchi yao. Sasa hii nchi yetu ya Kenya tuko na udongo, tuko na maji, imagine ni chini tu kidogo 130 200 meters maji inatoka juu na itasave nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo ni mzuri President amefuata mambo ya barabara sana, barabara. Sasa edeni the other way around kwa maji.
We're looking at the components of irrigation, for example, and I also remember hearing the issue about drought-resistant crops.
A pool of investors and developers in the real estate sector have welcomed President William Ruto's directive to start buying land from absentee landlords in the next financial budget. Mizizi Africa Homes Chief Executive Officer George Mboro says that the move will help government utilize unused land in terms of revenue and land rates and increase productivity. They further say that the move will fasten achievement of Vision 2030 should the unused land be put into the right use. Take a look.
Land is so crucial. So if land is not well utilized, there is no way any country can be able to stand, because land is very crucial. And now what the government is saying is we want to address this problem of absentee landlords or absentee people. The land is there but not being utilized. It is just like having gold which is not being mined, because the gold, once it's at the ground, it has no value. Now what we are doing, or what the government is encouraging, is we start making use of our land. If there is absentee landlords, there is need for them to start paying for that land the rates, so that the government also gets value for its assets, because the land is an asset of the government. So those issues are very pertinent, and I'm happy to note that the president is keen to make sure that the land becomes very productive, and we as a country, we are able to make maximum use of our resource, which is land.
Now, to matters development in the country, the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation will put up more windmills in Kajiado County to increase the megawatts of the country's power grid. The U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, while touring the Kipeto wind farm in Kajiado County, said that soon IDFC will put up more windmills to increase the current 100 megawatts produced. Whitman further lauded Kenya for achieving 90% of renewable energy, highlighting that Kenya is among the top 5 countries reliably producing renewable energy.
Is the leader in renewable energy. I think it's in the top 5 or 10 countries in terms of where power is derived from. It's over 90% renewable energy here, so you are far ahead of many, many countries, including the United States, by the way. I think there's more work to be done, and it will be from installations like this, in wind power, in geothermal, in solar, and so I think we're very excited about this opportunity. We invested heavily here. The DFC invested here, along with some other investors, and I think we'd like to see more wind farms just like this, because you're not that far here in Kenya from getting to 100% renewable. We do a lot of investment from both USAID, from our economic section, as well as our partners at the World Bank, IMF, DFC, and others. So we're game to certainly be investing more in Kenya. Well, the sort of person who's been behind this project can answer that question, but I know they're planning another phase up that way. They're planning a phase that way, so there'll be many more turbines, and I think the next megawatts are going to be even bigger than this. So there will be a significant increase in this wind turbine farm.
Now, following the Supreme Court decision that allowed the formation of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer and intersex community, the LGBTQ, Garissa Township Member of Parliament Deko Mohammed has waged in on the ongoing debate over registration of same-sex association in Kenya, saying that the country has stooped too low. Speaking at a madrasa in Bularig in 15 Ward, the Member of Parliament said that time has come for MPs to address any ambiguity in the law, saying that it cannot be the 3 judges, that is Philomena Mwilu, Smokin Wanjala and Njoki Ndung'u, deciding on behalf of millions of Kenyans. On his part, Abakaile MCA Hajir Dahie said that Kenya is a religious country, adding that the rights of association are not absolute and can be limited as provided under Article 24 of the Constitution.
Hiyo maneno ni kwetu, kwa dini yetu, kwa desturi yetu, kwa culture yetu, kwa kila kitu yetu. Na si hati kwa Waislamu peke yake. Hata wenzetu wa Kristo, wa Hindi wameteta kuhusu hiyo maneno. Hiyo maneno ni maneno kama sisi wana Kenya, wa Kenya hatuwezi kubali, hata ni musiba sisi kuongea juu yake. Na if there is any ambiguity in our laws na sheria zetu, kama iko gap yoyote kwa sheria yetu, kama wabunge tutaangalia hiyo maneno. Lakini hata kama iko gap hiyo, you don't just make decisions on behalf of millions of Kenyans, 3 judges wameketi wamesema hiyo watu wako na right. Hiyo watu hawana haki. Na kama kila mtu ako na right of association, hata wale wengine wale ambao wako na mafikira mbaya kama hiyo ya uhalifu, hata hao wako na right of associations.
Tunalaani hiyo kitendo ya High Court ya kubali watu ya lesbianism na gay marriages na kusema atakuwa na association. Na hata inaenda against normal moral roles for anybody. We cannot imagine, a man having an affair with another man.
And on the same breath, nominated Senator Tabitha Mutinda has challenged fellow legislators to mount anti-LGBTQ campaigns in learning institutions in their home areas to stem its proliferation. Speaking at St. Anne's Girls Kiriari High School in Embu on Friday during a mentorship session with students, Tabitha said same-sex union was a perversion that cannot be legalized or normalized in Kenya. She said it was important for school-going children that were more vulnerable to be recruited to be taught to reject and combat lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and queer LGBTQ relationships. The senator later donated sanitary towels to the students and promised more engagements geared towards improving education standards in the school.
Mimi nawaomba mpigane nayo kabisa. And I want to encourage my fellow colleague leaders, my fellow legislators. Let us go back to the institutions that we learned. Let us go back to our schools and start rebuking the LGBT issue in these schools. Because where we are, God has given us opportunities. And none of us, and actually like my colleagues, none of us is in that kind of a thing. We all have good families, we are settled. Today I'm a married woman, happily married. So why do you want your sister there to become something that God does not allow? Why do you have to shut your dreams? Because of the Western culture that you want to accept. I ask you and I humbly ask you, and firmly say, do not get into that space. Spread the word to your fellow students out there. To the fellow students out there, encourage them to stop this issue. I want you to spread the message when you meet with your colleagues in the other schools. Talk to them.
It is a very contentious topic that has received a lot of condemnation from most people who've resorted to upholding culture and the values of Kenyans. Well, from the story of tackling same-sex relationships to matters upholding security in Juja that has seen police in Juja netting counterfeit alcohol and 750 liters of ethanol worth a value of estimated to be worth 6 million shillings in a 4-bedroom mansion in Juja South Estate, Kiambu County. In an operation led by Kiambu County Police Commander Muchangi Kioi, 2 suspects were arrested in connection to operating the illegal distilling plant and being in possession of fake Kenya Revenue Authority stamps. Other assorted goods that were recovered in the raid are tens of empty drums, empty alcoholic bottles and packaging cartons.
Counterfeit beer, that is valued at 6 million Kenya shillings. The beers include Smart Vodka, Chrome Vodka, Triple Ice, Blue Ice, Tiger Ice, lots of KRI counterfeit stamps which have been confirmed to be fake, and distilling materials, and also 3 drums of ethanol. For this one alone, I want to confirm that we have arrested 2 culprits and they will be charged before court anytime. What they are doing, they are mixing water with ethanol. Then they just pack in those small bottles as you have seen. Then they take it to the market. And you can see now, if this is 6 million worth of beer without paying taxes, how much is the Kenyan government losing?
Meanwhile, teenage girls in banditry-prone areas of Baringo County have been reported missing school due to a lack of access to sanitary towels as a result of the region's insecurity, which has prevented the region from obtaining towels for the young girls during their menstruation cycle. According to Maria Chesum, a matron at Chepkesin Primary School, many girls miss school due to a lack of sanitary pads because of high insecurity in the region, which prevents them from accessing such needs. As a result, the New Dawn of Hope organization, led by their founder Joan Chemtai, provided sanitary pads to the girls in the Bartabwa wards Chepkesin, Kamotio, Kapturo, Chemoy and Tuluk primary schools. However, Engineer David Sitoi, County Assembly representative from the area, praised the organization's efforts to enhance education in the community and encouraged the government to establish a police camp within the school to increase security there.
As a girl who comes from this community, I feel that I needed to do something for this school and some of the schools which are along here. That's why I've brought some for enough for at least 500 girls for a period of 3 months. So it means we still need more people to visit here. Girls here do not access, leave alone even they do not access it completely. There are not shops here, they are not being sold anywhere.
Wasichana wetu kwanza kiwa hapa risaa pipi yenye hakuna hata duka yenye nini nanunua hiyo vitu, hata sabuni, hata kila kitu yenye nanunuliwa hapa ni msituni, hakuna chochote. Sasa tumeshukuru kwa sababu mlitusaidia kutuletea hizo vitu, tumeshukuru sana.
The reason why this school was closed is because bandits came and took over the place. As we are talking now, they are very, very close. They are very close, just less than a kilometer away from where I am standing. So what we are requesting the government is that we need, if they are determined to reopen this school and to make sure that it is running, we are requesting the government, we need to put up a security camp here, and we are requesting an RDU camp or a GSU camp to be constructed here.
Elsewhere, more than 5,000 secondary school and university students in Tarbaj constituency in Wajir County have received a total scholarship of 35 million shillings from the CDF fund that will see them pursue their academic ambitions. Speaking during the launch at Ilays High School, Tarbaj Member of Parliament Hussein Abdi Bare has advised the head teachers of schools in the constituency not to expel students for lack of school fees, as they are already facing the worst drought. However, head teachers have praised the scholarship move, saying that it will help them in running school activities, such as paying teachers who are not employed by TSC, who are struggling due to students not paying fees.
Ili kuzindua bazari ya watoto kutoka Tarbaj constituency, eneo bunge la Tarbaj. Na leo tumewafadhili hawa kwa shilingi milioni 35. Milioni 19 inaenda kwa wanafunzi wa secondary schools, shule za upili, wanachukua milioni 19. Kwa wale wako katika vyuo vikuu, colleges, wao tunawapa milioni 16.
Initially we are nomads and we have been pastoralists and depend on animals, but of late you are seeing the situation, and the only savior that can save this society is through education. And therefore we must put a lot of emphasis on the education sector, and I humbly request all the area MPs of Wajir County to do what their counterparts in other constituencies are doing.
The main reason we're here today is to launch the bursary for NGCDF Tarbaj for the financial year 2022-2023. It amounts to 35 million. We are happy the committee sat down, allocated to various schools and students. And the main program we're here for is to ensure we give the checks to the beneficiaries.
The founder of Mount Kenya University, Professor Simon Gisharu, earlier today in a service that brought together the students of Mount Kenya University Thika branch, encouraged students to focus and never give up in their studies. Professor Simon recalled the journey of Mount Kenya University and even the whole idea of launching the TV47 station. Take a look.
I want to take this opportunity first to bring you greetings from my dear wife, Dr. Jane Nyoto. So today, this service, we said, let it be covered live on our TV 47, which is part of our companies, and it is live. And any time that you have, because we are talking about mission, you can also have the same mission through the TV, isn't it? So, so that's why I called Mr. Wilson Bogwa. Mr. Wilson Bogwa is the operations manager of TV47, one of the gospel presenters who is with us here today by the name Eva Mwariri. Eva Mwariri. And she's not just here, but she is also joining Radio 47 tomorrow as our presenter. With us here also, we have Dr. Ofwenkwe. Very good. He is also part of us, and he is also part of our media team. So welcome, Dr. Ofwenkwe.
An amazing word of encouragement from the founder of Mount Kenya University. That was Professor Simon Gisharu, of course, addressing students of Mount Kenya University and giving them encouragement. Also, I beg your pardon, it was the launch of the Radio 47 and not TV 47, which is still part of the company that is TV 47. But moving on, the Kiambu County government has embarked on an exercise to clean up river pollutants ahead of the rains. The exercise comes amid concerns over drying rivers caused by human activities in the environment and shortage of rains, among other factors. Environmentalists have also raised an alarm over the resurgence of plastic waste, which has been clogging rivers and other sources of water, with county officials reiterating the cleaning up day will be held every month in all the 60 wards.
And those wastes which are blocking our water passages, especially on the drainage system, we unclog them and ensure that we are properly disposing even the liquid waste. This is going to help in ensuring that the waste doesn't end up in the rivers, hence contaminating our rivers. Let us all join hands and conserve the environment for us to ensure we have adequate water for our use and consumption by our animals.
Clean up si kusafisha hiyo siku, lakini kuelimisha wananchi jinsi wanaweza ishi wakiwa na usafi kila wakati. Unaweza fanya clean up kwenye huko. Kila ward, tuko na 60 wards Kiambu County. Kila ward clean up inaendelea. Na usafi wako ndio itaangazia hali ya